Hello everyone, I'm Farmer Sim, and welcome back to Zielonka. It's been a little while since we've been here. I hope you're all doing very well and having a good day. Yeah, just a small apology from me. It's been a few weeks since we've been down here on Zielonka. Obviously, Christmas, New Year, busy. You know how it is. Things getting in the way, and then obviously Tahitian was released. Some of you may be aware. I've started a series on the beautiful 4X American map Tahitian County in Iowa. Yeah, I was craving some big American equipment. What can I say? So I had to make a start on that. I just couldn't not. So, but yeah, finally back here on Zielonka. So where are we and what are we doing? So since the last episode, which I believe, if I remember correctly, ended in October, we're now in January of the following year. I've forwarded a few months just to progress a bit, to get through the cold, snowy winter months, as it were. Everything seems to be doing okay. The cows are doing okay. I say okay in inverted commas. What I have done, because I did top them up with some grass, but obviously the grass doesn't give them their 100% health food. So I purchased a handful of loose bags of total mixed ration just to top them up for now, just to see them by. So they're now at 100% health. They haven't produced any milk as of yet, which I think should start happening in the next month or so. They've produced some slurry and some manure. As you can see, there's a little bit of a manure there in the bunker over there, and there's a bit of slurry in the tank there in the pen. But onwards from that, and just thinking forward about how I can look after the cows and how the farm works at the minute. Obviously, we don't have a feed mixer, and we haven't got any grass bales. We've got a lot of loose grass. I think we've got about 300,000 litres of it over at in the silo over there. Is it 300,000? I think what we got there. Yeah, 341,548 litres of this stuff over there. So I'd be reluctant to sell it just for the sake of getting some money, because that is cow food. But what I do think I'm going to do for £25,000, or in-game credits, whatever you want to call it, I can place down a food mixing building. The one I've got in mind, if I jump into the construction menu here, now where were we? It's in, there we go, it's this one here. It's by Modding Welt. It's £25,000. Yes, I know I don't have enough money. We've got a paltry £6,959 at the minute. But yeah, for 25 grand, I can place this down. I can stick the loose grass in, and then eventually, when it comes to it, I can sort out some hay. And you know the score. I can get myself some total mixed ration mixed in that machine and have it local to the farm, the cow barn here, and use it that way. So I think that's the approach I'm going to take in this series when it comes to the ability to feed the cows. I will have a placed down building to do that. So right, so field wise, as you can see, we have weeds in this field of wheat. So one of the jobs that we need to get done today is we need to make use of our new and so far unused herbicide sprayer. So we're gonna get that sorted. And the other fields, we've got the big field of canola over there. That's perfect for all intents and purposes. It's growing away. It's doing fine. There's no weeds in it. And the field of canola on the other side of the lane next to the farm here, that's also doing fine. No weeds, growing perfectly. So yeah, we're gonna do this job at some point today. But as I said, we're in January, and if I jump into the time-saving stock check there, our 200,666 litres of red beet is now at optimum selling point time. So we need to sell all that over. We need to take it to the, I think it's Grain Pool East. I think the tipping point is called, and we can load it all into the train. Rent a train for hopefully no more than an hour, and send it all off to Erlangratt, and hopefully get something like what it says there, £37,444. So that's brilliant. And I think what I'm also going to do, I'm going to sell the oat that we have here. I'm still going to keep hold of the wheat, because that is our that's our chicken food. Not that we've got a huge amount of chickens, but we have some, and we do have a rooster, so the amount of chickens that we have should increase over time. So yeah, just to save messing around and having to buy extra stuff in, I'm just going to keep that there in the silo for now. So we're going to sell the oats, and we're going to sell the red beets there. So 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, just about £42,000 I think we'll get from that. So that is some desperately needed money. So plus the 6, or almost 7 there, that will be £49,000 we should have in the bank, touch wood, come the end of this episode. So that's where we're going to go so far. So we're going to jump into our beautiful Fiat, which is shut away behind the garage door here, I think. Yep, there we go. Let's get this thing started up. Let's hook up to the trailer. I have just spent the last 40 odd minutes or so just adding a bit more into the auto drive network. The grain pool east tip point is now wired in, as it were. There we go. Right. Cables hooked up to that. There we go. Right. So let's get ourselves loaded up with the first trailer load of red beet. Now this is going to take a while, as you can appreciate. This is a trailer with a capacity of about 12 and a bit thousand litres. And we've got 200,000 litres of red beet. So you guys do the mathematics. It's going to take a while. Why isn't this? Well, am I able? Oh, I'm miles away from it, that's why. That's better. So, yeah, 200,666 litres of red beet divided into a 12,000 litre trailer. It's going to take a long time. So I'm going to put this whole travelling back into palaver into a bit of a travelling tipping cinematic. And when the job's done, when we've got everything loaded into the grain pool east, I will pick you all back up. And we'll send it over in the train. And you'll join me as I, hopefully, increase the bank balance by a few quid. So, see you all in a bit. Right, there we go. All done. So, we have now got all 200,666 litres of our red beets stowed away over here in the grain pool east, and just over 6,000 litres of our oats. So that's all good. Didn't take too long, honest. About just over 2.5 hours of backing and toing, but now it's here. We need to rent ourselves a train. I need to bring up the menu. Before I do, if you check out the top right-hand side of the right top corner of the screen, we've now sat at just under £52,000. That is because of the length of time it took me to get all that done. Once I'd gathered together enough footage to make that little cinematic, I kind of had a bit of a fly around, and I did find a handful more of those shiny golden apples, the map's collectibles. So, like I say, we're now just under 52 grand, which is brilliant. Because like I mentioned before, I know I plan on putting down that TMR mixing machine, but what had slipped my mind is I also need to ferment the grass before I put it in there, because obviously I need to turn that grass into silage. It's not going to do anything in the TMR machine if it's not silage. So, all in all, I think the investment I'm going to have to make into the cow feeding part of things is going to be about 40 grand. We've got the TMR mixing station, essentially, which is 25,000, and I also have a fermenting silo that will turn the grass into silage, and that's 15,000. So that's the way I plan on doing things with that. So 40 grand all in, and that's essentially all I think all I'm going to need at the minute to turn the to be able to feed the cows total mixed ration. Essentially, it's that 40 grand in my mind it's cheaper than having to place down a bunker and buy some stuff to be able to pick the stuff out of the bunker when it's fermented, you know, and a feed mixer machine as well. So, yeah, I'm hoping that should be a cheaper alternative. And the train has just passed there, hasn't it? So we need to, there we go, rent train for 1,000 per hour. Is that going to be... It looks like it's getting further away. Train is going to arrive soon. It looks like the distance is increasing there. Oh, is that it slowing down? There we go. It's starting to make its way back here now. And we've got to go that way to Erlengrat, so I think I'm going to have to drive the train backwards, I assume. Now, this is actually, I think, off the top of my head, this is, I think, the second time I've ever used one of these trains to sell stuff. I think the first time I used it was... before I started doing this YouTube thing, back on Hope Baylor on, I think it was. So, yep. So I've got no idea of the capacity of this and how much literage of grain it can take. But we'll find out. Here it is. There we go. There we go, right. That'll do, thank you. There we go, right, okay, so let's pull forward a bit. Am I to assume that it's these first two carriages that I can put the grain in? There we go, slow down, slow down, slow down. Nope. Oh, I've got to select the right thing, haven't I? Right, so don't, that one there. Select the first one. No. Which one does my grain go in? I'm sure that's got a grain symbol on the side. Yeah, it does. Okay. Let's go for that back one there then. So that's 1, 2 from the back. That one there. We'll get that. Start filling. Right, there we go. That's the one we want. So start filling with... We'll put the red beet in first, see what the capacity of this trailer is. I've got a funny feeling I'm going to need multiple trips of this one as well, aren't I? Quite possibly. But right, I'll pop the camera down for a few moments and I'll bring you back in a few minutes when we've got a bit of a fuller trailer. There we go. Just turns out I needed to have the carriage selected and open the cover, so that's all sorted there. So as you can see there in the bottom right, we are filling up. Hopefully, we should. There we go. 200,667 litres of red beet. Oh, we seem to have gained 1 litre of red beet from that one. So we close that cover, I should now be able to pull forward to the next carriage. There we go. Start filling. And we put our small amount of oats in here. There we go. Right, sorted. So close that cover. Now let's fire on backwards. That's everything now. So we should have, I think, we should get around about 40 something grand for this, just over 40 grand. I think it was just, yeah, it was 37 something for the red beets. And, oh, I forget what it was for the oats, forgive me, but we'll find out in a few moments' time, I think. I'm pretty sure you just do this, don't you? You just reverse back and cross over. There we go. The train will now drive to Erlengrat and we'll return on the other side of the map. Do you want the train to sell the loaded goods in Erlengrat? Yes, we do. Absolutely. £40,681 harvest income. That's brilliant. And only £87 for the vehicle leasing cost because we only had it for a few minutes. Brilliant. That's exactly what we wanted to do. So there we go. £92,534. So that does now give me the option and the ability to quite easily get our cow feeding apparatus sorted and placed down there. So I think that's what we're going to go and do now. I'm going to get myself back to the tractor over there at the grain pool, get back to the farm, and I think that's what we're going to start placing down. Now, of course, I'd still need to get hold of some hay. Now, obviously, we're going to have to invest 40 grand into the bits and bobs to feed the cows. So that'll take us back down to about 52. What I think I'm going to have to do, because I also do need to buy some herbicide in order to get the weeds taken out of the field back at the farm. So what I feel needs to be done, and I also need to fuel up the Fiat because it's quite low. So I think we'll get back to the farm, we will hitch up the little trailer, we'll take a trip out, we'll stop at the fuel station and top up the tank of the Fiat, and then we'll go round to the shop and we will purchase a handful of loose hay bales just for now, and a tote or two of herbicide so that we can get working in the field and get those weeds eradicated. So, I'll get all that sorted and I shall join you back very soon. Why do they stop? It's like I've got a barrier that's several feet around me, because if you go too close, there you go, they stop. It's like... Right. See you soon. Right, so, a little bit of construction work done. This is our fermenting silo. Obviously, I'm going to stick all the loose grass into here to turn to silage, and this is our feed mixing machine. So, we wait for the silage to be created in there. We take it from here, drop it into here, and get it out of here, essentially. Now, I know the sign does say forage, but in the construction menu, when you have a look at it, it says the output is, it gives the symbol for total mixed ration. So I am hoping a silly mistake hasn't been made there, and it does actually give out TMR. In time, we will tell. But, yes, for now, we're going to get our grass. We're going to bring it over here, tip it in there, get that thing working. And eventually, at the end, we shall hopefully have some total mixed ration. But... in the meantime, as I said before, we need to go and gather ourselves a bit of stuff, just some herbicide and a little bit of hay, just a little bit, just to get it started. And again, have to make many more trips back into over here with several 100,000 litres of grass in our 12,000 litre trailer to get that up and running. So that's going to take some time, but I'm not going to do that right away because I've been doing far too much backing and toing, as it were. So, as I say, I'm going to concentrate on the fields now. Like I said, we need to get the weeds out of this field, and one thing that had slipped my mind was the field we have over here, the field that used to be the red beets, and that's looking in a very sorry state. As you can see, it is rammed full of weeds, and it needs a whole good coat of looking at. So we're going to get this cultivated under as well, and get ready for a drilling of something in the near future. So let's get back over here to the farm. I've put the flatbed trailer hooked up to the Fiat. We're going to get ourselves over to the fuel station. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm really good at forgetting things, aren't I? Got my own fuel station. Oh, that's one trip I don't need to make. Goodness me. As I say, it's been a while since we've been down on here, isn't it? I'd forgotten that I'd placed this diesel tank here, so we can do that one in our own yard, as it were. So, let's do exactly that. fill up with a bit of go-go juice. Go and get ourselves a few loose bales of hay. Maybe a couple of straw as well, actually, thinking about it. Oh, in fact, have I got straw in the silo? I think I might just have that, haven't I? I certainly have. There we go. Excellent stuff. That'll do for me. Right. Terrible, aren't I? There we go. Oh, that was quick. That'll do. Right. Okie dokie. To the shop. Right, all sorted. We've just picked up 2,000 litres of herbicide in a single tote, and we've got 4 8,000 litre bales of hay, so 32,000 litres there, so excellent stuff. Let's get ourselves back to the farm, and we will crack on with the herbicide spraying, and then we'll crack on with the cultivating and get that last field sorted. Right, well that's a little bit marginally frustrating. This particular mixing machine doesn't take from the bale, so we've got 32,000 litres of hay here, and because I have paid for it, essentially all I'm going to do is simulate that into the trailer using EasyDev, and then we'll get the hay into there, but that was a bit frustrating. I wrongfully assumed it would take from the bale, but clearly not. So anyway, let's go get this herbicide loaded into the sprayer and get cracking in the field. Right, that's us hooked up to the sprayer filled up, so let's go get cracking. Now I would like to try and put this into a bit of a cinematic. If I can get enough footage from it, I will. With it being a 12 metre wide sprayer, it might not take too long, so as we stand at the minute, I'm not too sure whether we will have one or not, but we'll find out in a moment or two, won't we? So, see you shortly. Right, job done. There we go. Weeds eradicated. So let's get ourselves back over to the yard. Now you'll have to forgive me. As we stand at the minute, I have no idea whether I've been able to put that whole job into a cinematic or not, just purely because of the amount of clips of footage I was able to get from it. So as we stand at the minute, I've got no idea if we've just gone from before the job to now after the job, or whether I've been able to present it with a bit of backing music and such. But yeah, I've obviously not got down to doing any editing yet because I'm still recording it. And you know what? I suppose it's the downside of having missed a couple of weeks from this episode. But yeah, just forgive my forgetfulness. I know I had already briefly forgotten that I had placed down a diesel tank on the farm several episodes ago, and I think I did actually, again mistakenly. I called this thing a so far unused fertilizer spreader, herbicide spreader, but we have actually used this once before because it had some liquid fertilizer in it, and forgive me, I just can't remember which field we used it in. I know I have used it once, but hey ho, as I say, I think that's the downside of just missing a couple of weeks and not being completely familiar with what I've already done in the past. So anyway, right. So that's that good job done. We're all sorted now, so we have no more weeds left to deal with. All of our fields are growing away and doing very well indeed. What I would like to get done now, I think, because it is going to take quite a while, so I am going to be doing this off camera, but I'm going to get our total mix ration, the grass silage machine working away, and in order to do that I need to get all of our 300 odd thousand litres of grass from here over to there in a 12,000 litre trailer. So, it's going to take a while. I'm going to tidy everything up here, and we're going to get that sorted. So, see you all as soon as physically possible. Right. There we go. More backing and doing done. Do you know what? It's something that it's just occurred to me that over the last few episodes on a couple of series that I've been making, obviously this one and Court Farms, I've done quite a lot of things like that. We did it over in Court Farms where I shifted north of 400,000 litres of manure from the bunker to the BGA, and we've shifted 200,000 litres of red beet from the silo over there to the train rental place over there, and we've just done 300,000 litres of grass from the silo to the fermenting silo. So there's been a lot of that going on. It's just the way the cookies crumbled. I haven't planned anything like that. It's just been how I've had to do things, isn't it? But hey ho. Anyway, job's done. So all of our grass is now here in the fermenting silo, fermenting away. We have already got a little bit of silage being produced, so that's good. And we have transferred the small amount, just north of 7,000 litres of straw into the TMR mixer here, ready and waiting for when we can create some total mix ration. And I have fabricated what was the equivalent of hay that we've got here into here as well. So I'm just, for now, I'm obviously just not going to use these because I've paid for them. I've just sat them there, but I can't do anything with them, which is a little bit frustrating. But you know what it's like. It is what it is. So that's that. So yeah, we're progressing. We're getting on the way. We'll have some total mix ration before long. I am going to have to think about straw and hay, especially obviously so I can get this thing topped up. Obviously we're going to have quite a bit of silage once that fermenting silo has done its job with those 300,000 litres of grass, but obviously in order to keep up with the amount of grass we've got, we're going to need a reasonable supply of hay, similar of straw. So when it comes to harvest time, that's where we're going to have to think about that. Now at the minute we've got the field of wheat here, and we've got the field of barley over there, so we'll get straw from those. But I don't think you don't get canola straw, do you? I don't think I've got the mod that allows me to do that. So anyway, things to think about. But the other thing that I have been thinking about as well is obviously the production of manure and slurry that we are now getting from the cows. We currently have, I think it's 20,287 litres of slurry. So that's going to come in helpful for free fertilisation, whether it's for our fields or for any fertilising contracts. The fertilising contracts, I can't say that I've seen any yet on the map, but I'm hoping that we will get some. And because of that, I'm thinking it might be a wise idea, I hope, to spend a couple of pounds on a slurry tanker. Now, I do have a mod installed that looks to be a very apt and suitable slurry tanker for this save. It's not one of the usual ones that we've got. It's I think I'm pronouncing it Fortschritt, I think. It's a tanker that can be attached to a lorry, or it does come with a dolly to enable it to be attached to a tractor. The tanker itself is £8,000 and the dolly is just north of 3. I think it's about 3,200. So I'm thinking, I know I don't necessarily need it now, we don't have any fertilising to do now, but if I was to purchase it, and, you know, a fertilising contract comes up, we can jump on it and take advantage of it. As I say, I think it's got a capacity of about 9,000 litres, and it has a spread of, I think it's 15. Let me just jump into the, let's just disconnect this thing for now. There we go. We jump into the menus, slurry tanks. So it is this one here. Yeah, £8,000, 9,000 cubic meters. So yeah, 9,000 litres with a spread of 15 meters. As you can see, it's one that's a relatively small thing. You can attach it to a small truck, which I think is it's ideally designed to go with this lovely little thing. Obviously, I'm not going to purchase this. I have thought about it because it would be a pretty cool mod to have on the farm, to be honest. A very authentic little truck. Because I was thinking about this in respect of potentially increasing the trailer capacity, upgrading the trailer. This thing, and obviously that was in my mind as I was ferrying back and to with the thimble-sized capacity that this thing has, whilst doing all those multiple runs back and to the grain pool east when we were shifting all the red beets. But then I thought better of it. I thought, no, we'll stick with this for now. As I say, it would be pretty cool. That truck comes with a larger trailer, I think, with a capacity of about 19,000 litres. I think it is, if my memory serves me correctly, which it very rarely does. Clearly, but anyway, for now, I think we're going to take a trip over to the shop. We're going to purchase that lovely little slurry tanker because I really do quite like the idea of it, even though I really can't stand dolly trailers, moving them around, reversing them in particular. They're an absolute pain in the neck, but I think it's just going to be a nice little addition to the farm. So, I'll just have to keep myself from reversing it. I'll park it somewhere where I can just sit it still from driving forward. So, right, over to the shop. Let's go and enjoy a small amount of retail therapy, shall we? There it is. Do you know what? I really quite like this thing. I think it looks really cool. There's a bit of a connection issue there. It looks like it's... If I go further back, you can just kind of see there's a bit of a gap between the plate and the actual thing itself. But hey-ho, I'm not going to split hairs. It's still a nice-looking thing. As I say, capacity of 9,000 litres, spread of 15. It's pretty cool. And wouldn't you agree? It looks quite authentic for the map, for the area. There you go. You can kind of see the gap in between the fifth wheel there and the base of the tanker. But hey-ho. Right. Just for the sake of it, we'll get it back to the cow pen, because I'm going to leave it parked up at the cow pen. I think that's where I'll stow it for now. So we'll run round to the slurry part of the cow pen and just check that everything works and that I can fill it up. So yeah, I'll see you back over there in a minute. Right, here we are. So let's check that this works. The slurry point, I think, is about here, so we should just be able to... There we go. Sounds like it's doing something. Lovely stuff. 9,000 litres. Fills up pretty quickly. Excellent. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Very happy with that indeed. So, I think I am just going to park it up round here somewhere. Just here, so it doesn't get in the way of the loop there round from the TMR mixer. Right. Disconnect those cables, drop that off. There we go. Excellent. Let's just pull this out of the way. And turn off. Lovely stuff. Yeah, quite like that. So, we've progressed a bit more, I think, ladies and gentlemen. We've got somewhere to make total mixed ration now. We've got a fermenting silo, so we can park all of our loose grass in there, as we have done. I need to obviously think on into the future for how we're going to do this. We're going to need a field of grass so that we can create our own hay. So yeah, need to think about that, don't I? That might be another purchase that whenever we fall into some money next, that might be something I need to do, is purchase a field and whatever is in that field at the time, get rid of it, or, you know, do something with it until I can create a field of grass, and that will be the supply for grass and hay for these guys. But yep, something to think about anyway. So yeah, I think I'm going to call it here for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope you found it a little bit fun and a bit interesting. Thank you very much for watching, of course. I really appreciate your time spent watching the video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. As always, if you're new to the channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the channel, and giving the video a like if you have liked it, of course. And as always, there will be a host of links in the video description below with my promo code, as I am a Giants partner. If any of you are in the market for a DLC, a season pass, an add-on, or the full game of itself, please consider using that promo code link. Any support would be hugely appreciative. So, thanks again, everyone, and I shall see you in the next episode.